Catholicism and Judaism both heavily rely on forgiveness playing a major role in their teachings and scriptures. Christians and Jews learn about what forgiveness is and how to forgive one another through Yom Kippur and the sacrament of reconciliation. Forgiveness is a common human quality that everyone learns throughout their life. You may ask what forgiveness actually is. Well, forgiveness is the action or process of forgiving, or being forgiven. If you are forgiven, it doesn't mean that the wronged individual will forget or excuse what you have done. Forgiveness is a common theme in Catholicism. Christians see it in the Our Father, and Jesus teach it in his parables and healings. Matthew 6:13. And forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. The main way Christians are forgiven is in the Sacrament of Reconciliation. The Sacrament of Reconciliation is a time where Christians can renew and repair their relationship with God and one another. The sacrament involves the sinner asking for forgiveness from God through the priest. It allows the sinner to restore their relationships with themselves, God, and others with the use of healing of shame and sadness from the sin. In Catholic tradition, God will always forgive Christians as long as they have faith in him. This is seen when Pope Francis says, "The Lord never gets tired of forgiving us. It is we who gets tired of asking for forgiveness." The Sacrament of Reconciliation consists of 3 different rites. The first rite is individual confession. This is where the sinner will confess their sins to a priest in a private room. The second rite of reconciliation is community confession. Some parishes offer opportunities for communities to confess their sins as part of a community celebration instead of individual confession. The last rite of reconciliation is general absolution of a community. This only occurs during special circumstances such as war or national emergencies. The Jewish view of forgiveness is that in order to be forgiven, the sinner must first admit to sinning and apologize for it. If a sinner causes harm to someone but is sincerely sorry and tries to rectify the wrong, that someone is encouraged to forgive the sinner but is not required to. This means that sinners in Judaism cannot be forgiven by God. They can only be forgiven by the wronged individual. Each year during the month of Talmud, Jewish men and women attend Yom Kippur, which is the Jewish Day of Atonement. Yom Kippur is a time where Jewish men and women can reconcile with God, humans, and themselves. During this time, they are expected to acknowledge the pain and suffering they have brought to others over the year, as well as letting go feelings of resentment toward one another. This is a time where Jewish people must first ask each other for forgiveness before they can ask God for it. In all, both religions heavily rely on forgiveness being a common theme in their scriptures and teachings. In Christianity, we see that you must always forgive the person who has sinned against you as long as they are sincerely apologizing. Whereas in Judaism, we see that in order to gain forgiveness from God, you must first ask